Hey everyone, this is Kay with Aquarius Oracle Tarot. I'm going to be using the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards today by Colette Baron Reed. And I've already pre-shuffled and cut the deck into 5 piles, and today I'm going to be doing a 5 card Oracle reading, and hopefully we'll see what happens. Let's see what comes out. So first card is the Deer, Gentleness and Diplomacy. So this is your current sort of state, right? You've been working on being gentle, you've been working on being diplomatic and communicating with those that you love. Let me just flip it this way. It'll look a little bit better. Um, so yeah, current state is gentle, diplomacy, and maybe you've been just sort of trying to handle things in that way that have been going on currently. So there's this expectation that if you're continuing to be gentle and diplomatic, that you'll be able to let go of a recent situation. Really interesting here is I've got numbers 22 and 44. So they're just for those of you who are looking into the numerology sort of piece of all of this. Next card I have for you is Movement. Okay. And so there's maybe something happening in the background that I'm getting a little bit of Aquarius energy. I'm seeing like the Aquarius symbol here. So maybe you're an Aquarius, maybe you're dealing with an Aquarius. But it's almost like you're expecting something to come through that's going to be moving forward after this sort of letting go of this other stuff. So I don't know. Let's see what else we have come out. I've got the Hawk, and this is Omens and Messages. Okay. And then I have the Dragon, Power and Strength. So good outcome, right? So a little bit more with the Deer card. I had talked a little bit about an experience I had with a deer a long time ago. And for me, I always feel like it's like you want things to be smooth, right? You want things to move smoothly. Gentleness does not always mean weakness. It just means that you're choosing to come out of a difficult situation with some, just remembering that it's okay to be gentle. You don't have to be hard just because you went through something hard, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting with the Deer card. So whether you've just come out of a relationship, or I feel like there's probably a little bit of relationship stuff here and more like stuff about you personally that probably affected the relationship. But for you, I feel like maybe fire sign energy, possibly earth sign energy. But anyway, I just feel like with the Deer, it's important that you remember that it's okay to hold on to who you are. Just because you went through something hard doesn't mean you have to be hard, right? And letting go is kind of like you're expecting that through through recently what has happened, that you'll be able to just let it all go and move on as long as you're like gentle about it and you don't create a big fuss or stuff like that. Like you don't want to make waves, so you figure things are just going to kind of flow out from there. It is time for you to let go of this old stuff. It's time to not hold on to anger, the difficult times that you've sort of seen yourself through, being gentle, almost like you're using it as a mask, right? You're using this Deer sort of facade to get yourself through something. You really feel pretty angry about it. And maybe that's where I get some of like that flame, that fire sort of energy comes through for me is maybe you've sort of fueled a little bit of anger and you're bottling it up, right? But it's really important that you actually let it go. You went through something hard and it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to accept that your anger, but eventually accepting it means you also have to let it go, give it back to the universe. So whatever happened to you that kind of put you in this state, I'm glad that you're handling it as gracefully as you can, but don't let that be you bottling it up, right? You need to make sure you let it all go. how you see people, who you are, who you were. All of that stuff needs to be left behind, right? Then you can move forward. And that's interestingly where movement comes in. So even though you've sort of put a good face on what has happened to you recently, what you've come out of the difficult situation, letting go is going to be the key for you to keep moving. Okay. So don't bottle it up. Don't put on a facade. Don't, put on the mask of everything's fine and I'm going to be nice. And it's okay if you want to feel a different way about it, because the only way for you to let it go is to feel your way through it, and then experience it. And then you can let it go. But if you keep it all in, and if you keep it all hidden inside of your, this external sort of demeanor that you're putting on, you're not going to be able to kind of like get through the situation that this is representing here. So really important that you let it go. Okay. Really important that you experience the situation fully, and then remember that it's time to let it go when it's time to let it go. And this is kind of just your, this is the expectation, right? Is that you want to let it go. So it's okay to experience it fully, because then you'll be able to let it go fully. And that's what you want out of it, right? The movement piece, and I think there's maybe a little hidden something here about a person that could be an Aquarius, or maybe it's a different air sign. I'm getting a lot of like fresh air sort of feeling. Just a breath of fresh air, movement. So that's the next step. And you have to sort of, with letting it go, is going to create this movement. If you continue to stew and like mask your feelings with this deer energy here, it's going to be really, really hard to get to this point of breath of fresh air, feeling like you're moving forward again, feeling like you've come through this difficult situation that you were dealing with. So just kind of remember that you have to let go, and then you can move forward with more progress. It's a change for the better. Nothing's ever meant to stay the same. But when you have new things, there's new challenges, there's new ideas, there's new progress. But it can only happen if you let go of what was happening, right? And welcome what is coming. There's change in the air, but the key here is to get to this place where the change really comes in for you is letting go. Okay. So just remember that that's a really strong message that I'm getting here, is that you're sort of concealing through this facade of being nice, that you feel hurt or angry. You have to experience it fully to let it go, because only when you let it go can the movement happen. And again, maybe some air sign in here helping you as like this hidden sort of influence in why you're able to let things go. I'm not getting a love connection here. I'm just getting, maybe it's a friend, somebody who's giving you advice, somebody who cares about you, genuinely cares about you. So mainly though, I've got the hawk energy coming in, and it's omens and messages, and it's the number 11. Okay. And again, I'm getting more of this air energy. A lot of air, fresh new beginnings. You want to start new kind of thing. And that may be, more a spiritual path than anything else. I don't know that I'm getting like career out of this. Maybe it's a relationship that you've, experienced, that you have a lot of anger that you've held back or that you didn't express. And maybe this person that's in your life is encouraging you to express it. And the important thing, so like number 11, that's an angel number. It's like a guidance number. Pay attention to what's happening in the world around you when you start feeling this movement happen. We get signs all the time. And the hawk is sort of, it's reminding you that don't forget to listen, okay? Don't let your previous experience close you out from those emotions. I think you're already a very empathetic person, that maybe you're an empath, maybe you're an intuitive, and through your experience of sort of shutting down, you've shut out these messages from your higher self. So you need to listen, okay? Maybe you're even going to see a hawk flying above you. I don't know. But I feel like there's a lot of air energy here, and that's like a lot of you want to spread your wings, right? You want to make a change and be different. So be open to these messages, right? Because I think spirit is trying to guide you through this, but you're closing yourself off. And I'm really feeling that strongly. So don't close yourself off, okay? Let it go. Reach out to these people or friend or person who is encouraging you to help you through this. Because the messages that you're going to start receiving, if you want this movement to really happen, you need to get the messages that are being sent. If you're not listening to the messages will eventually stop. Okay? So don't close yourself off. I know that you've had a tough experience that you've just sort of had happen to you, but it's most important that you let it go. Let the movement start happening. Let the tide kind of go with the tide, right? Don't fight the tide by keeping it all in. Let this stuff move. Let the emotions move. I've got flowing water, letting go and movement of flowing water. So let your emotions be purged. Let them come out. Don't keep them in. You're blocking messages from spirit. You're blocking like the writing on the wall kind of thing. Like those are the things that should have been obvious to you, but because you've kind of kept it all bottled up, you've missed maybe some signs. And maybe that's why you're mad at yourself. I don't know. But I feel like the most important thing that I need to convey is that you need to purge the emotions that you're holding in order for these messages from higher self to flow. Okay. Ultimately, the dragon card is the last card that comes up, and I really feel like dragon card is putting you back in your power. Dragon is a very powerful protective spirit, okay? And when I see, a dragon, I think fire, protection, energy, life. You've got 24 here, 2 and 4 is 6, and 6 is the number of creating, okay? It's where your creation comes from, your power comes from, your strength comes from. And the dragon, you might even have a dream about a dragon. Dragon makes the next step clear because it's moving forward without any fear. There's no shame in being a gentle person, like this deer spirit where you're being gentle. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm saying that you're hiding behind a mask of being gentle. But being gentle does not mean weak, okay? And the power that you have in the spiritual world is the same power that we all have, okay? And if you don't listen to the signs and you don't acknowledge your power, those things fall away and they fade, okay? So you need to remember to keep your purpose sort of in sight. And I think that there's a resource that's, not far ahead of you that's going to help you reclaim this strength that you've sort of given up, where you've given up this strength a bit with the deer. The dragon comes back in, and it's kind of like bookending things here, where it's like gentle, but gentle can be strong, okay? So it doesn't have to be gentle and backing down and all of that. This infinite, spirit that is around us that we are part of can't ever be broken because we always have it within us, okay? So trying to keep it out or trying to block yourself from experiencing and feeling and processing maybe what difficult situation you came through is only going to hurt you, okay? So you need to open back up. You need to let those emotions flow through you. Let the movement happen. Look for the messages, look for the communication, and through that, you will find your strength again. Okay? I hope this resonates with you. Again, these are general oracle readings, so they may not fit with everybody who found it at the time you found it, but I hope this does help somebody who found this message today. And, thank you so much for viewing. I appreciate it. If it resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Thanks.